Objects. So now we're discussing what are objects in JavaScript. So the definition of an object in general is that an object can be defined using a few properties. For example, I am Hakirat, my age is 23, I work as a software developer, and these are all the properties that I have. So don't objectify me, but consider me as an object, and these are the properties that define me. So that's what an object is. It's an abstraction which defines an object, for example me. And how do you write that in JavaScript? It goes something like this. So an object is also a variable, just in case. So a variable can be a string, it can be an integer, or it can be an object. Now, how do you define an object? In JavaScript, it's something like this: open curly braces. Now you have to write the property and its value. So you could say something like where Hakirat equal to name Hakirat, age 22, profession soft dev, location Bangalore. So what happened over here is I've defined an object. I've defined Hakirat, who is an object who has these properties, and I can use them in a lot of places. So let's say I want to make a statement about a lot of people. Let's say there's one variable this, and there's this other person by the name of Ram with almost similar properties, only he's a little older to me. Now I have to print the properties of this person, or I have to define this person in a string format. Okay, so I define a new function. Let's call it print person props, which takes an input. What is the input? It's an object. What do we call that object? Let's say we call it person. Print, hi, this is person.name, and his age is okay. So I have defined a function over here. I have defined two variables after this. If we think of it in the man analogy, the man goes to the top, he knows, okay, there is a function defined by the name of this, then he moves to line number 8, there's nothing over there, he moves to line number 9, he finds that, okay, there's this object by the name of Hakirat, and its value is this, which it stores, then it moves down to line number 15, and it comes to, there is another variable by the name of Ram, whose value is this object. Now, let's say, we call the function that we have defined, we say print, let's say, where string 1 equal to print person props of Hakirat, and where string 2 equal to this thing. Now when the man reaches line 22, he knows, okay, the value of string 1 is whatever this function returns me, and what will this function return me? It will return me, hi, this is Hakirat, and his age is 22. And the same for string 2, and then let's try to print these out. And see what happens. I think there are a bunch of errors. Okay, missing semicolon, but anyway, it works. So these are warnings. These are not errors because JavaScript does not necessarily require you to put semicolons, but it's good if you put that. So the answer is, hi, this is Hakirat and his age is 22. Hi, this is Ram and his age is 42. And two undefined. I don't know why. Anyways, so you got this output from this program, and where exactly did objects help you? Well, objects helped you because you could think of it this way: you created a key value pair. So what is a key value pair now? A key value pair is a pair which contains a key and a value. So the key for Hakirat has 4 keys: name, age, profession, and location, and these are the values corresponding to that keys. Okay. So this key value pair basically helped you create an abstraction. So if a lot of people, let's say you have 20,000 people in the future, you can simply call this function, pass in that object, and that will return this particular string. So if you're working on Flipkart and you have a topper, a top navbar which has to say hi, whatever your name is, and I don't know why it wants to tell your age as well. So they can simply reuse this function and keep passing in different objects to it. That's the idea behind an object. So the basic idea of an object is to aggregate data. Okay, what is happening is that you're able to aggregate a lot of properties of a person into one variable. That's the basic idea. And another data structure which helps you do this is an array. And what is an array? Array is nothing but an aggregation. I think you'll be able to understand it better with an example. Let's say we have a variable whose value is this weird thing. So what is this? There are 2 curly braces and there are 3 values inside. This particular thingy is an array. So A has the value 1, 2, 3. What that means basically is that the value at the 0th index, not the first index, because in coding most of the times you'll go by 0 based indexing, which means that this is index number 0. By index I mean position. This is position number 1 and this is position number 2. So commas separate positions. So if I have this variable with, let's say, 4 positions and values 1, 2, 3, 4, then effectively A of 0 is 1, which means the value at the 0th index or the value at the 0th position of the array 1 is 1. It could be 10, and let's say it's something like this. So the value of A of 0, if I run this program, is 10, because what is present at the 0th position of the array A, it's 10, right? Similarly, if I print A of 3, the answer would be 0, 1, 2, 3. It would be 14, it would not be 3, 3, 3, because it's 0 based indexing. Positions start from 0, 1, 2 and 3. The answer is 10 and 14. So I hope you get the idea what an array does. Why is this helpful? Is because you can again aggregate data together, and when you're doing computer programming, trust me, this is the most important data structure, and it will come most probably in almost all the questions. So you need to understand the basics of this, what this actually does and why this is helpful. This is helpful because it helps you aggregate data and access data very fast. You can access what is present at this particular position in this array. So for example, let's say you have a shopping cart on Flipkart. You've shopped over 20, 30 items in the past XYZ years. So an item can be defined as an object. So an item can be defined as name, toothbrush, and let's say the price. And you can have multiple such items, but when, let's say, you want to show the person his cart, all of these items will be present in an array. You can store them in an array. Item 1, comma, item 2 if you define a similar item, and so on. So if I define an item 2, which let's say is also a toothbrush with only an expensive one. So you have a cart variable which is an array of 2 toothbrushes or 2 items in your cart, and you can use this to later on when we learn what for loops are, you can use this to iterate over these, and you can print these print their properties, show them on a web page, and do stuff like that. So that's the basic application of an array. In comparative, the application is a little different. It's not so intuitive, but it's very important to know if you want to target comparative programming. That's all for this video. In the next video, we'll understand what are for loops and what are while loops, after which I promise we'll move to questions. So thanks for bearing with me, and I hope to see you in the next one.